Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning is all about the fact that God knows you differently. God knows you differently. How many of you know that God knows you differently? Well, whether you do or not, I got some impartation for you on this morning. And yes, I'm back at the crib, back at home. Traveling is over for right now, And just want to share this word with you on this morning. It's all about the fact that God knows you differently. God knows you differently. Before I get into that, though, I would love for the Manna fam, if you would join in with me in prayer today, because we laid to rest one of our deacons at New Life. He's been a tremendous soldier, a tremendous warrior, and God has called him home. Deacon John Coleman, and lift up Ethel and the entire Coleman family today. In a couple of hours, we will be having the celebration of his life at homegoing at New Life. This morning, let's deal with God knows you differently. God knows you differently. Before I get into that, though, I want to just greet some people. Greet some people. Good morning, Gerald. How are you this morning? Good morning, Ella. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Brother Nesbitt. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Pamela. How are you? Good morning, Brenda. How are you on this morning? Lydia, how are you on this morning? Joelle, how are you? Carolyn, Brenda's twin. Good morning. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Lena. How are you? Vaughn, how are you on this morning? Laura, how are you on this morning? Good morning, CC. This morning, Janine, how are you? Diane, how are you? Elder Mobley, how are you? LaFawn, how are you? Your birthday. I think somebody that said it's your birthday. That's what's going on with you this week. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday. The Lord has given you another chapter in life, another chapter in life. This morning, I want to deal with this whole subject of God knows you differently. God knows you differently. The text to talk, the takeaway, 5 minutes or less. I want you to look at in Psalms 139:14. Familiar passage, and hear it again for the first time through the lens of how God knows you and I differently. How he knows you and I differently. Psalms 139:14. This is what it says. I praise you, David writing and talking to God. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are the works, and we like to say, of your hands. It's not in the scripture. My soul knows it very well. My soul knows it very well. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and my soul knows that very well. What does that mean in terms of God knowing you differently? I need you to put an S on your chest. Three things. Put an S on your chest for superior. Yes, I said it. Put an S on your chest because God knows you differently and he makes you superior. What do you mean by that? In Romans 8:37, he says, you are more than conquerors. You are more than conquerors. Put an S on your chest because not only does God know you differently in that he's made you superior, here's the second thing I want you to grab. Put an S on your chest because he knows you differently because you're special. You're special. Psalms 139:15 says this, my frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. You and I are special. We are his handiwork. We are his handiwork. We are special. We can put an S on our chest because we're superior. He's made us more than conquerors. Here's the third thing I want you to grab a hold of. Put an S on your chest because he wants you to walk in the spirit. He wants you to walk in the spirit. He knows you and I differently because we walk in the spirit. Put an S on your chest today. Put an S on your chest today because he knows you and I differently. And grab a hold of this. Grab a hold of this. What's your takeaway this morning? Because God knows you differently The S on your chest stands for success. Because God knows you and I differently, the S on our chest also stands for success. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Share this, man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. And make sure you lift up this morning the Coleman family. God bless you. Bye now.